Well, good morning, everyone. How are you doing? How you doing, Fernando?
How you doing?
Any of you guys that work in like industrial parks or plazas like this, you know, where they empty the trash day is like the worst day ever. There is some funk in the smell. There's some funk in the smell. There's some smell. Oh, whatever. See, it's even messing with my head. It stinks. Oh, God. It's horrible. It's just coming in. Ugh, gross. Anyways, regardless of that, we got this little guy here. What do we got, Fernando?
We're gonna put a radio and a set of speakers.
And a Ford Ranger. This is the stuff here. We're doing a nice Sony radio. We're doing some punch speakers. We have a 1771 harness. And we have a 552 dash kit. Now, as I recall, we've probably done one of these where we have to sand the kits not too long ago. But they never get old. These are one of my favorite cars to work on, which is I think what I said in the video. The only downside to this one is the speaker portion of it. Does it have crank windows? No, it doesn't have crank windows. We're in luck. I hate taking the crank windows off. Obviously on a Ford it's not too bad because it's just a hex screw behind the little cover panel you pull off. But this one has power windows. It's gonna be great. Now, when you go to remove the radio, a lot of people like to bend these out of coat hangers. You can usually get these like for $5, $10 off the internet. I mean, I understand most of the time you're gonna use them once, but it's just so much easier. Just click them in and pull it right out. 4 pick tools, straight pick tools, work really well too in a pinch. The coat hangers are just a little too thin. Let's get in the car and watch Fernando take out the radio. All right, so on these Fords, you have these holes here. When you see these, that's telling you straight up. You don't have to take anything else off. We're still gonna need to pull this off, but that's for a totally different reason. Just put them in until they click. Then you're gonna wanna pull out this way on them. Now, clearly somebody's been messing with this because this kit's falling apart. So some days you're the windshield, other days you're in the bud. There we go. All right, cool. Ooh. Wow, this looks wet. All right, so now what we need to do is pull these 2 screws right here. Why is this so loose?
You see, this is cracked right here.
Oh, that sucks. All right, we'll be careful. Get this over to the bench, and we'll start sanding this thing up.
So we got it out. We're gonna go and take it to Dean.
All right, let's go ahead and get this opened up here. Let's take a look at this Sony. This is the WX900BT, and as you can see, it's got a cool shape to it. Go ahead and remove this guy here. Now, we don't do a ton of Sony. We merely carry Sony for a few key radios that they make. It's a nice product. Something like this would probably work great in a 3 Series BMW. But it's going in a Ford today. Now, you guys have seen us use this kit before. It's gonna look okay on this. I'm not gonna have to do any sanding to it, thank goodness. So really all we have to do is get this thing glued up and screwed on. No, it's empty. Now, pro tip, if you're filling up or refilling up your little eyedropper and you're gonna grab it with your hands, a lot of the times the stuff spills. So make sure you give this a wipe over real quick. Make sure it's perfectly dry before you put it back in your hands. Because if it's wet and you get this stuff on your hands, then you're gonna grab the dash kit. For one, if there's glue there, your fingers are stuck. 2, this stuff will a lot of the times color this, make it white, or possibly burn your fingerprint into it. So always make sure that this is perfectly dry. Just, you got it. All right, go ahead and put that on. Now, if you notice these have like a taper to them, you're gonna need the tapered screws in order to do this. Because you just wanna make sure this is perfectly flush or it will hit when you go to slide it in the dash. Sorry, just rub your fingers over the sides, make sure that it's nice and smooth. And now what we wanna do is make this fit inside of here. Now the main holdup is there's this ledge right here and this ledge right here. Not the ones on the sides, top and bottom. Now this is true for any Ford that uses this style dash kit. It doesn't matter. If it uses this style dash kit, it's gonna have a lip on top and bottom that has to be sanded down. This applies to all of F-150s, Expeditions, Excursions, F-250s, Ford Focuses. They don't use this dash kit, but you've seen them before. We still have to sand this stuff down. Anything that uses this dash kit, you get the idea. For doing that, we're gonna use, of course, my favorite 3-inch sanding disc. Now you see us using these tools all the time. If you're interested in owning these same tools, go to the description down below. Click on the link for Dean and Fernando's tool drawer at www.dnftooldrower.com. When you're sanding this down, do it from the bottom, not from the top. And then hold this at an angle to this so that you're actually just using this part of, and then this is staying at an angle away from it. That way you can kind of back sand this. It makes it for a cleaner edge. And also press it up against your chest like this and hold it tight, because you don't want this to move. You don't want to hold it out here like this. I mean, I kind of do that to make it easier for you guys to see. At the end of the day, you want to press it against your chest and hold on tight. Now, if you don't have one of these, also this is an awesome tool to have specifically for these. Any small, flat bladed thing will work. This is a painter's tool. What we're gonna use it for is we're gonna slide this guy through the front here and just kind of go from behind and push on the kit as you're sliding it up. You'll get a click like that. Now, you could stop at this point if you like. It's nice and flush in the dash. It looks pretty good. We like to go one more click in. To do that, we're gonna go ahead and use this guy right here. Just kind of wedge it underneath there. There you go. Repeat the process on the other side. All right. There you go, looks a little bit more flush. It hides that crack that they have. This guy's done. Let's wire up the harness and get the speakers in the door. Now, a lot of the times, the speaker wires in the doors are long enough so that you don't have to put extensions on them. All you have to do is add your speaker terminals. And if you don't have to lengthen the wire, that's preferred. Any connection between here and the speaker, the fewer the better. Now, the other thing about Ford door panels is, or these in specifically, this was the golden age of door panels. Did you see this hook right here? These don't have the Christmas tree push tabs. These, all you do is lift up on it. Ford used that for a very long time, and it was great. The only problem was is if you forgot that it was that type of door panel and you're yanking on it, bending those little clips, and then you go, ooh. Fortunately, this truck's pretty old and you're not gonna forget. You know, something to keep in mind. And even on some of the newer cars, if it's not holding off, try to get in there and see, is it definitely a clip? I mean, 99% of the cars nowadays are clips, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
But every now and then you get lucky and it's one of those lift off. Pretty cool. It's another reason why I like this car. It's easy. Alright, so we have our harness all set, ready to go. Go ahead and plug that in. Here's our Bluetooth mic. It's mounted right up here by the mirror. Let's go ahead and mount this whole thing back in. Now, the one thing that has gotten me in the past, these are the cigarette lighter wires here. There's just a regular thing, and then this guy pops over the back. This one is hot, this one is ground. I don't know what happens, but I can't tell you. For some reason, these two always like to find their way into each other. So when you're doing this, just be careful. And it doesn't make sense either, because like on this side, this is the other cigarette lighter port, it's a normal clip. I mean, what the heck? All right, so the radio's good. We just have to replace these two screws. If we didn't mention it, these are just 7mm, standard size for what appears to be every car on the road. Got the door back on?
I got the door back.
All right, so the speakers are in, the radio's in. This car is
Ready to go.
That's right. On to the next one. Well, I'm waiting for Fernando to pull around the other car. I just got a box in of stuff that I ordered. I'm pretty excited. Let's take a look and see what it is, because a lot of times I forget what I ordered because I ordered it a couple of days ago or weeks ago. But if it's what I think it is, I'm pretty excited. Ooh, it is. All right. So this is new heat shrink. We got white, we got green, we got gray. I know what you're saying. Wait a minute, one's missing. Nope, we got purple in the other day. So the idea behind this is that we have all 4 colors for the main wiring harness. We wanted these because what we want to start doing is on the tips of the RCAs, normally we use the Sharpie. We picked up one of every color so that we can put these on the tips of the RCAs. So you're going to start seeing this stuff in the videos now that we just got it all in stock. So the idea would to be do something like this, where that goes on there, and then we can just, and that way we know that this would be the driver's rear, instead of having a tube or a rear. So, pretty cool. Pretty excited about this. I know what you're thinking, it's just heat shrink. Why would I be excited? Well, anytime you get to do something different that you haven't done day after day after day after day, this is something new to try, see if it works. Plus, it's just pretty colors. Who doesn't like pretty colors? All right, here comes Fernando. Hey, look, he's got a bunch of empty water bottles.
I wonder why.
I don't know. We've talked about that before. I can't figure it out. All right, so we got this guy here. We're gonna swap this out for a single DIN entry-level CD player, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm, CD player with Bluetooth.
Really? So I'm guessing this guy's probably dead. Now, anytime you're doing one of these cars, these are eggshells for sure. So be real careful pulling this apart. It looks like this is actually a replacement because he's got like some paint drippage here. Of course, this could be from an air freshener. Just looks like they repainted it. All right, you know what I think this should be? Cool radio swap time lapse.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Neck shave and hot towel treatment from our award-winning